I think the problem here is that in this case, women who are thinking about bringing something back to their lives, let's say painting, they're imagining having a room for themselves. They're imagining having a whole day or half a day to be undisturbed, painting and inspired every week. And that doesn't work, right? We have busy lives, we might have small kids, it just doesn't work as an adult. As a kid it might have worked, as an adult it just doesn't work. And the problem is that we idealize, this situation that never happens, so then we don't start. So that's the problem, we never start. And then we don't get the momentum from having done, gone back to something that we love to do. So what I tell my clients is to actually do the opposite. Start with very small chunks. Like I say, 15 minutes. And people might say, in 15 minutes I don't do anything, right? So why do I bother to start? But if you start with these small chunks of time, and maybe you actually commit to doing that daily, or as daily as you can, then you would start feeling the benefits from it. You will start feeling you're feeling more joyful, you're feeling more fulfilled, because you brought something important back to your life. And then once you start, feeling all these benefits, then is when you say, okay, I want to dedicate more time. I want to take that class, or I want to increase this to half an hour, or maybe I want to do, 1 hour over the weekend or something like that. Once you have noticed the benefits of that with small chunks of time, then is when, in a way, you prioritize it, because you realize that you're happy with that. That is making you, is really bringing a lot of benefits for you. And then when you prioritize it, is when you make the space to include more of that in your life. And then is when you can make decisions, okay, I'm going to buy some material, I'm going to take this course, I'm going to call this person that can help me, I'm going to organize it in a way that there's more of that in your life. But start really, really small. And that is the first advice that I give to people. Yeah. Because otherwise you won't start. And then you don't get anywhere, right? So it actually really helps even with 15 minutes a day. And, it could include things like visualization, it could include journaling, it could include, doing some drafting. Anything that is related to that passion of yours is a great way to start.
Yeah, exactly. Just starting small. And then kind of when it maybe becomes a point where you're needing to be a bit disciplined to do it, even just 5 or 10, 15 minutes. And then after a while, once you get into the routine of it, it can become part of you and part of what is natural in your life, sort of thing.
Yeah. And one thing important, and I think you mentioned that before, is not to turn that into another chore or another task that you need to do. This is something that you're passionate about, which means that ideally do it as daily as you can. But if one day it doesn't work, don't beat yourself up because of that. What is important is to bring the awareness. So the day I don't write, sometimes I choose, today I cannot fit it in, or for whatever reason I decide not to do it, but I'm aware of that. I'm aware that today I haven't written, and I feel that, I feel that hole in my life because that is missing. But I make sure that tomorrow I will have more time, or that tomorrow I will make the time for that. So not beating ourselves up is really, really important, because then we turn that into another to-do, right? We include it in our to-do list, and this is completely the opposite. So it's really important to take that into account. Is you're not accountable to anyone else except for yourself.